The subject of Roadhog is a touchy one. Some people enjoy his satisfying playstyle, and some hate how annoying it is to be hooked from behind a wall or from the other side of the fucking universe. No matter which side you're on, it is safe to say that his hook mechanics are broken. Blizzard have announced that his hook is problematic, and they've said that when he activates his hook, it sends out a 180-degree sphere that allows him to catch players that aren't quite within his line of sight. It also seems that the sphere has a pretty large radius, and that players that are quite clearly out of his range and out of his line of sight are being hooked from this. These two factors cause many players to be hooked from behind walls, behind payloads, behind barriers, and even when the Roadhog hooks a player, he often can just like fully spin around and dump them off the edge of a cliff, and it just makes for a lot of frustrating circumstances for players coming up against Roadhogs. At BlizzCon, the Overwatch team announced that they were working on what they called Hook 2.0. Many players were pleased at this announcement, and sure enough, a couple of days ago, a PTR patch was released that included changes to Roadhog's hook. These changes are: targets are now pulled directly in front of Roadhog rather than straight to him, except in cases where Roadhog drastically rotates. This fixes the issue where a Roadhog hooked player will be hooked to a destination that was above, below, or even behind the Roadhog. They will now simply be placed in front of the Roadhog unless the Roadhog makes drastic movements. Hooked targets are now released if they leave Roadhog's line of sight before being pulled. This is huge because it means that if a player somehow was caught by the hook and they aren't within Roadhog's line of sight, they'll be released. Finally, the line of sight check that makes sure the Roadhog can actually see the target and that they are hookable will occur from the Roadhog's position and not the hook's position. So if Roadhog can't see the target, it can't be hooked. Overall, these changes are great for the future of Roadhog, and they seem perfectly justified from what I've played so far. However, a big issue still remains with Roadhog. Is he a tank or a DPS? Now don't get me wrong, the general player base acknowledges the fact that Roadhog deals a ton of damage and doesn't really protect his team all that well. But you still see those players that pick Roadhog as a second tank when you clearly need something that can actually protect your team. The team will say, hey guys, we need a tank, we've only got Zarya, and then the other player will of course pick the Roadhog just because he deals damage. I wholeheartedly believe that Roadhog does far too little damage, far too little protecting of his team rather, and way too much damage to be considered a tank. He's a DPS hero. There's nothing wrong with that though. I fully accept that his kit is justified. I really like his kit actually. I'm a Roadhog player myself. I love his kit. I love the way he plays. I love his mechanics. He's a great hero, but he's not a tank. I propose that Blizzard makes changes to the categories so that they are tank, DPS, and healer, and that they make the categories less set in stone so that heroes like Roadhog can be changed around as they develop or as players learn how to use them. A really huge example of this is Symmetra. Symmetra was once a support hero, she was quite clearly a support hero, and it sort of went up in the air, is she really a support hero? Is she not? And now with her current kit, with all its patches that's been made to it, she's quite clearly a DPS hero. And so yeah, those three categories, damage dealer, healer, and tank, and maybe even specialist for those heroes that don't quite fill into those three categories. For example, Sombra at the moment doesn't really fit any of those three. That would be really, really good for improving the player base overall, improving people's opinions, and improving people's overall knowledge. And you could also say for heroes like Mei, she's a DPS hero, she's a damage dealer, but she can do some tanking as well. So they might give general statements to perhaps elaborate on what a hero can do. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.